Look, next up, I'd like to bring to the stage a lady who has had 15 years experience in the party plan industry. She moved into network marketing, has risen through the ranks. You've heard her pearls of wisdom on the panel. This is her first time on the big stage all by herself. Give her an extra big round of applause, Ruby director Cathy Spaulding.
Well, hello everyone, how are we? Thank you, Dennis, for those amazing words of wisdom. You rocked it. Well, yes, thanks, Rach. Can everyone see me over this, or do I have to stand here? Now, stand here? Okay. Yes, I have been in the industry for 15 plus years. And when I had to think about this topic, which I was asked to speak about, I thought a bit about my history. So I was in mainly a direct sales role, and my team and I, the girls that were just mainly driven in Queensland, we were writing $7 million annually. And when I had to think about that, I mean, that's a lot of underpants, because that was the company I was with. How did that happen? It happened because I was really very, very passionate about building loyal customers. So that's what I want to share with you today, and how you can create massive CV, massive growth within your business. Is there something that you could all take away from something like that? Okay, so I'm going to start at the very beginning. No, we've gone, yeah. So it happened for us 2 years ago. 2 years ago, my husband and I decided to take a chance and do something different. One thing I was very, very impressed with straight up, Angela Licenti and Steve Baker popped on a plane and flew down to downtown Devonport, little tiny place in Tassie, to help us do our launch. So, you know, this was all very new to us. So off we went, and we got about 50 people into a local event and did our launch, and it was great. And now that I know Steve Baker, maybe this comment to you guys won't be funny, but to me it is. I was smashing him on product questions. Absolutely asking him about product, what was in it, how did it work, tell me. He was really polite to me because he didn't know me. He's not that polite to me now, but no. He wasn't really getting where I was coming from with product. He said to me, and I'll always remember, product schmoduct. And that was the comment, and people who know him will laugh because they get it. I was like, oh, okay. He's a Ruby director, he knows what he's doing. I'm just going to do what he says. He said, go get business builders. So that's what we did. It was great advice, even though I joke, because we had a fairy tale start. We ranked Ruby in 9 months. And it was purely because we just were looking for business builders. And that was great, and loved that journey. But for us, and I think for many of us in this room, sometimes you can hit a wall. And for me, about 3 months ago, I hit a wall. I was like, oh gosh, I don't know where to from here. Does anybody feel that? Have you hit a wall? You're thinking, who's next? Where's my next business builder? I'm trying everything, I just don't quite know where to go. Yeah, would that be common? Yeah, same. So when I came to conference a few months ago, I have to say I have been to many conferences, and I love that conference. Apart from needing so many rolls of Kleenex, because Aaron Biley and Lyndon Bienoff just had me sobbing that second day. Who was at conference? Did you just love it? Did it really make you... Lyndon's making me laugh. Make you really understand why we're here? For me, it did. I went home and I sat there and I thought, God, I want this so bad. I don't want to go back as Ruby. I want to go back as Emerald. But I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going here. I don't know where else to find some new leaders. So that conference was a massive switch point for me. I had a very big think about, what is this business? Do you know, what am I really trying to do here? Why can't I find somebody else? If we really break down what this business is, like really sit there and have a think about what we're all trying to do, we're really just trying to share amazing products with the masses, but on a huge scale. Yeah? It's really that simple, isn't it? So when I thought about that, I thought, okay, I can do this. I just have to share these amazing products with the masses all around the world. But then I thought I really need to sit here for a minute and have a think about who's our customer, because I was missing some stuff. So I'm going to take a second to go through this slide with you, and I want you all to think about every single person in your phone, every single person on your Facebook, and when we go through this a little bit more detail, I think you'll understand and see what I saw. How many people was I missing? So women, it's obvious. You know, we all go, yeah, women, all ages, young, old, middle, doesn't matter. Mature skin works even better. So we know that, and we're all quite comfortable with that demographic of customer. Men. For me, and I'll go through what happened to me in June, but for me, men, it wasn't an industry, a person that I was looking at. I just thought, oh yeah, they'll use the products, but not really. That's very, 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 was silly of me, really, because since I've started looking at that demographic, I have brought in so many men into the business. On product, because we're mainly talking about customers here. Men of the day, like my dad in the 60s was a truck driver. Can you imagine saying, have a serum? He would have thought I was crazy. So men didn't really seem to look at or care so much about their appearance in those days. But we have heaps of new age men. I mean, thank God, hey girls, look at all our sexy men now here. Particularly my husband. But anyway, he never leaves the house without his serum. So, do you know, we have a very, very different demographic in a male now, because they really do care how they look, how they present. And I did many a phone call during the month of June to talk to guys about exactly that. One person a demographic I think I was really forgetting. Teenagers, well, that's another one that I was forgetting. I don't know about you guys, but what's our access to this age point? The first two. Do you know, mum and dad? And what makes a happy mum and dad? Happy teenagers. So we have, you know, a lot of pressure on this age bracket to have right skin and not have acne and not have hormonal changes and all this type of thing. And we can help this demographic by talking about that with the man and woman. So let's think about that demographic as well. One for me I was certainly leaving off was nutritionals. Do you know, look what we have in our nutritionals. They're mind-blowing. You know, we all have complete science proof. We have amazing tools in which to show this. We don't need to be the expert here. So I started talking to many people who weren't so interested in the skincare. I couldn't really believe they wouldn't be, but some weren't. But I had a very big angle here. And if we're thinking about relating customers to a growth within our businesses, these are things we really need to have in our mindset. So massive CV with Finity and AMPM and Reserve and onwards and upwards. And you know, as I know through using it, once you get someone to try these products, how you feel is so amazing that these people are never going to go off these products. So I'd really like you to take note of these list of people, because when you go home on Monday or tomorrow, you really can look at every single person in your phone and have, you know, something that you're going to say to these people ready to deliver. The weight loss industry was another one I wasn't looking at. Now, that's a huge market. We have an epidemic in Australia of that issue. But the thing that I flipped here was an epidemic, especially in Queensland, I think everywhere, of how many beautiful people there are. Do you know, the gym industry, the PT industry, I wasn't looking at this. So once I sat down and really identified who my customer was, I then started to go and talk to PTs at my gym, other gyms, because a lot of these PT guys are working huge hours for not so much money. And when I have sat down and spoken to them about would this be something that you would be interested in running alongside your business as another form of passive income, they were really interested. But it just that I wasn't thinking about that customer. So really sit down, identify your customer, guys, because you'll find millions of them just popping their heads up when we weren't even looking. Do you know, asking a customer, you know, for lots of people in this room, if you just have a little think about it, do you sometimes feel a whole lot more comfortable with asking someone to look at a product than asking them to look at the business? No? Yeah? Yes. Yeah. So I think that especially for new distributors, I mean, don't get me wrong, the pinnacle of this business is we are always going to be looking for business builders, without any doubt. But for some people, even in the beginning and sometimes a bit later, they can have this conversation a lot easier than asking someone to join a business. So another thing to be mindful of. Customers are great for business. You know, they're instant CV, people talk, people share, and we're going to go through the power of a great experience for a customer and what can happen from that in a moment. Customers are sticky. They truly are. You know, think about a brand that you have used forever. Think of something that's your favourite and think how hard it is to get somebody to unstick you from that. We're sticky. We like what we like, we stay. So, how did I get started? I've been asked to break this down even into a semi-conversation, so we're taking it right back to a basic. But sometimes people have said to me, that's great, but what do we say? What do I say? So I had an ingenious thought. I thought, right, I'm going to get my phone, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to start with the letter A. That's what I did. Walked into the office, told Karen not to come near me, and sat there, only for a few hours, and hit the phones. And oh my God, I got the giggles, but I was also really excited. I picked up my phone, and the first 2 people in my contact list that I could ring were Aaron Barley and Angela Lascenti. I rang them, they already had a pack, they weren't interested, but that's okay. Imagine if I enrolled left, right, double diamond, I'd be presidential diamond, move over Lyndon. So that's how we got started. I started at the top and I wouldn't let myself deviate from who was on that phone list. So sometimes we'll go to a phone list and look at it and go, oh yeah, nah. Oh yeah, nah. Do you know? Have you ever done that? I don't want to talk to her. No. Oh, he's hard work. No. I thought, no, every single person has skin. Stay where you are. Picked up the phone, and many of these people I hadn't spoken to in a very long time. So, you do the obvious, soft. Hi, Sal, how you going? Haven't spoken to you in ages. How have you been? Great. How about you? I've been amazing. I've been so busy, which is why I haven't spoken to you in such a long time. A couple of years ago, I joined a company called Jeunesse Global, which is an anti-aging company. And the reason I did that, I saw a massive movement, people following and being very interested in this market. It's proven to be a really good decision for me because the power of these products, the results that people are having have been astonishing. And because of that, I really wanted to speak to you about these products. Have you got a minute? So it's really simple. And, most people were always nice to me. I'll just make a quick note, because we're all so scared of the phone. In the however many phone calls I've now done, I didn't have one person say to me, oh my God, I can't believe you rang me. Oh my God, get lost. Like no one's rude. So we sometimes really get so fearful of that phone, and we really don't need to be. I use my story a lot, just to get people warmed up, and they're all friendly and happy. Do you know what the major objection was? I found it really interesting. I had a chat to Ange about it the other day. I never got anyone upset that I called or anything like that. They're all happy to hear from me. But the main objection that I got was this. Thanks so much, Cathy, for calling me, but I'm really, really loyal to the brand I'm using. Oh, really? Yep. And so then again, I went into, I'll show you how I flipped that, because it's such an easy objection to flip, which is a great tool that we can then bring these people into the business in a few more weeks. I then spoke to the girl, and I think one thing with objections that we all need to be very mindful of is how you handle an objection. Objection, if someone says to you, and you go, no, is not the way to handle objection. You really need to align with people's objections, understand, seek first to understand, and listen. So when people said that to me, I said, look, I completely understand. When I was joining Jeunesse, the one thing at that point, because I didn't understand the product, that I was less excited about was that it was skincare. Because for me, I'd used Dermalogica Environ for my whole life, and I really believed that was the only brand. So I really get that you're a bit fearful of swapping. People are very, very loyal to their brand, especially skincare. Do you know the average, and I think Aaron says it at lots of our presentations, an average woman will use her skincare or be loyal to that product for 10 years. Again, something I'll explain to that customer just to get their mind going regarding the business. I then go on and make sure we use the one thing that is, for me, I think, an amazing good backup plan, because no other skincare range has it. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I always say you have nothing to lose except wrinkles. People will go, oh, that's cute, but it works. People feel very comfortable knowing that they are not going to lose their money. I mean, who here wants to spend another $350 on skincare and put it in the cupboard because it didn't work? Well, we know that's not going to happen with our product, but they don't know that yet. So we need to make them feel okay, safe. They're not going to lose anything. And in that case, I've had just about 100% strike rate, getting people on it, giving them the comfortability that they have nothing to lose. Would you all buy something knowing you had nothing to lose? Yeah. Same. So from that point, easy, we've got them on the pack, all is good. I believe that this next section really has been the amplifier on how I've grown the people who are coming in as customers to be multiple people. I think being very clear and very transparent and honest is absolutely paramount. And you have to always put yourself in the position of that customer. What's the experience like? I go very, very clearly through a system that I use, and the first system is the product sheet. I tell them I'm emailing them, and I really want them to follow this to the letter because this product is very active, and we do not want to have any breakouts and things like that. I also then explain auto ship. Now, if we can all get 100% auto ship strike within our businesses, we are going to see very, very solid foundation. And some of us are a bit squirmy with the conversation on auto ship, but I believe it's the heart and soul of our whole business, and I try to have 100% auto ships. I then would say to the customer, now, because it's a 90-day detox program, you're going to receive a serum within 4 to 6 weeks at a cost of around $100, which will be credited to your card. Some people at this point will go, ooh, and then if we do what we're about to do, everyone relaxes. So I then go on and say, you can relax on that, I can hear the hesitation in your voice, but you're going to love this product so much, I completely guarantee that. I'm going to call you in 2 weeks to check on that, and if there's any reason as to why you would not like that to go ahead, we can talk about that then. Are you okay with that? So instantly people are clear, they're comfortable, they trust you. We do not want surprises. The worst thing that you can do is not bring that up, and then people get a credit card bill and they're instantly on the defensive. It's really, really important to be very honest and transparent because you're building relationships forever. So the 2-week call comes around, we give them a call and go, hi, how's it going, blah, 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 blah. We're making people feel very happy that you've done that. I mean, look at the industry of the world we live in, not this industry, but retail. How many people when you buy a dress ring you and say, how does it fit? There's no customer service so much anymore. So if you can be a very different experience, you'll have these people forever, I promise you. I built a multi-million dollar business on relationships, and it will serve you for the rest of your life. It really will. So we go through the conversation here, and that's the point where I generally will do an add-on sale. So I'll add in, if you had the reserve, you would feel la-la-la. I don't know if you have trouble sleeping. I do, been on AM, PM. So you can bring in your own touch to that, but make sure you understand in this call, because they're excited, they're happy with their results, let's add in more product, let's add in more CV, yeah? Then I go through the auto ship system as well by saying, you love the product so much, I can hear it in your voice. Hey, that product I said that was arriving in a few weeks at a cost of $100? If I could show you a way today that product is free, would that be something you could look at? Is that something that would work for you? I haven't had anyone say no, and I've said, let's start very simply. Could we show your mother, your sister, your aunt, and your best friend today the product? And let me quickly explain that to you. That would give you, through that, $100 in a bonus. And from then on, I'll show you a few other things in which your auto ship will be paid for free. Because my mindset in bringing in our customer, is never our customer. It's long-going, ongoing CV building. It's all about generating the masses of people. Because I was so focused on business, which of course I always will be, but I was really missing a huge part of being able to build my business. So just be mindful of that. In that conversation, which is generally the absolute nail closer, that's not even the word I was looking for, but anyway, is I open their back office and I go through their business and I say, oh my God, Sally, this business never ceases to amaze me. In 2 weeks, you have 5 people in your downline and 550 CV points. Oh my God. Of course, the person has no idea what you're talking about. But you know what? You're piquing interest. This is the whole thing. We're piquing interest for someone who just wanted the cream. Maybe I want a business now. Of course they say, what are you talking about? Well, you know, the way our compensation plan works, you now have 2 people in Brisbane, 1 person in Indonesia, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And they all say, oh my God. And again, we've opened the door, we've opened their mind that was closed to the business. You see how easy this can be? Do you think you could all do that? Yeah, great. So, customer service is imperative, and I just want to go on and on and on about that because you need to make this experience great. You need that person to think of you and think fluffy, lovely. You know, you don't want any yucky. Very clear, very transparent, be you. This experience it's vital. There's no churning and burning through this process. You need to take your time because 1 person is an entry to thousands if you do this right, okay? This is truly where magic can happen. So for the month of June, I went home from conference. I truly wanted to be emerald. I didn't want to come back as ruby. I wanted to be diamond really, but I'll settle for emerald. And I thought, okay, what do I do here? I have to do something. I've got to get this going again. So we actually put on 22 people in the month of June. I put 20 because my maths is bad. So we started with 20, and I think I only got from A to D, something like that. So it just shows how many people we actually have in our contact list, yeah? That also gave us a quick $500 cab bonus, not what we were doing it for, but you know, another extra $500 is $500. Out of those 20, 12 were interested in sharing the products, and 2 have become involved in the business. It's just given us an amazing new group of Kiwis in Wellington, which I'm very excited, so Donna Davis will help me look after them girls over there, I'm sure. And that came just from this process. And I would never, ever have contacted her if I hadn't started this way. Give you a little diagram as to what's happened here. So the 12 people who were interested in the business have come in, and then my little men that I've drawn under there, or Julie did so well, you can see 1 person bought in 3, 1 4, 1 1, 1 2, and so on and so forth. But just for that month, we have 27 new people. I had a look again yesterday as to see what's happened underneath, and it's just amazing. I can't believe what's happened from me getting uncomfortable for a minute to do this. So 27 people, what does that mean? Another 3,240 CV. For 1 month, you've got to think about how this can happen each and every month if we just do this. If we just remember we have customers as well as business builders. It's really very, very powerful. Bring somebody into the business. I learnt this quote a very long time ago, maybe 12 years ago. Somebody who was very, very astute in the direct selling industry told me this, and I always really worked with this mindset. Bring somebody into the business with an emotional connection to a product, and you are 70% more likely to keep them when the going gets tough compared to someone who is only there with business. Emotional connection to products is, has been going on for years and years and years and years. So why not us use it to our full avail? Never underestimate the power of a customer, ever. And one thing that I've heard Lyndon say at many an event is, we all, love, respect what he's done here. But he told me once, and again that stuck in my head, 2 companies ago, he still receives a check of in excess of 6 figures from a company because the people have an emotional attachment to the product. So he's not even involved in that company, but he's still getting a check because of that passion for that product. You see what I mean? The power of a loyal customer, I think, is something we never should underestimate. Never underestimate the network in which this person can give you, because your experience with this person is your green light or your red light to their network. So I hope that's been of value for you today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.